we are back. I want to thank everybody for being here. Hope everybody had a good day and love the people you claim you love, y'all. Point blank, period. I am the age that I am, and I still have issues that I deal with my mother. And what makes it so hard is that she's hard to talk to. She doesn't want to be accountable. Kind of makes you wonder if she even cares. But don't make yours feel the way I feel or think the things that I think or wonder. With that being said, love somebody, y'all, and let them know you love them. Don't be so quick to turn on them just because you're mad or in a situation, especially when those people are trying to be resources for you to help you feel better and to accommodate you. Anyway, let's get to it, y'all. Real quick, Drizzy, The Weekend, OVO, and EXO. First thing I'm gonna say is this will be the second rapper to get bodied by a singing. Yeah. Shout out to Chris Brown. Shout out to The Weeknd. Stop playing with these singers, y'all. Like Big Cuz say, just because they sing, they don't show the image. But because they don't show the image, don't mean it ain't them. Now, Tisa, she's talking about the situation. And if you guys paid attention, this happened when I want to say the week that Future's people Rico Wade passed away. And I'm just sitting there talking to my cousin like, bro, I think this is that. And then the weekend situation happened. I'm just like, bro, they better not switched up harvest season. And I was wrong. This is some shit they need to take back to Canada or keep in Canada, whatever they got going on. Where did it happen at, y'all? Anyway, let's check out what Tisa's talking about. Yeah, Drake. What a lame. Anyway, let's go.
We have new information on what's going on with Drake, okay? Billy Thug rap a lot. Literally.
Billy Thug rap a lot. Rap a lot better cut they ties or keep it to a minimum for real. They already in hot shit.
We have new other people, Drake fan accounts, trying to say that Kendrick is behind this. We all know that's BS.
Stop the cap.
Other people, Drake fan accounts, trying to say that Kendrick is behind this. We all know that's BS. Ain't no Pulitzer Prize. Like, baby, like who said it, right? Why was Kendrick trying to delete you when it was already a massacre on tape?
Is bro trying to frame Kendrick? Let's be real. Is he trying to frame dude? Because he got murked in a battle that he chose to pick with somebody in? Like, real talk. And then this is the thing. Now, just because you have a felony don't make you a gangster. But I say that to say this. When you have a felony, you can't go across that line. I know some gangsters without felonies. But I don't think Kendrick sent any to Toronto, where I think this happened at. Us being regular folks, we don't know the ins and outs of what these freaks got going on. But let's continue.
But all jokes aside, okay, they are saying that Drake is trying to divert from the shady, downright criminal stuff that him and his people are involved with. Baka Nice, Pressa, and the rest of this camp. As a matter of fact, what we are seeing right now in the streets are saying is an overflow from basically OVO going to war with The Weeknd and his camp. Y'all know, listen, you know your girl got the receipts. Let's get into it. Then meet me after the jump because we got a lot to talk about.
Now, we all know The Weeknd's XO, not XO, but what trilogy. Now, Drake had about 6 to 7 songs that were heavily Weeknd influenced. He turned them into reference tracks. Drake got salty because The Weeknd did not want to sign with him. And in a song he said, I thank God I didn't sign my life away. Something when you got leaks in your operation. Yeah. That was in a song with Future. Oh yeah, then he went at the Baka dude too. That's when I knew it was different. This singing nigga just went at the gangster nigga. Oh shit. What do we have here? Anyway, yeah, Baka. Listen, Drake, his sink shipping. Excuse me. His ship's sinking. I think I'm dyslexic, y'all. I think that's when you say stuff backwards. But I feel like dude pulled a horrible PR stunt. I wouldn't be surprised if he had somebody in his camp do it just to make it look a certain way. Dude thinks he's a chess player. Real talk. He's just a lame.
Let's go. Baby, it looks like Drake is trying to frame Kendrick Lamar. Unfortunately, baby, we don't believe you, BBL Drizzy. You need more people. You guys, what am I talking about? If you guys don't know, somebody spun the block on Drake's house and sprayed it up. It's actually kind of tragic because a poor security guard who was just working, right, didn't know he was working for a wannabe gangster rapper. He's
I'm sure he
actually
did.
undergoing surgery right now. We'll get into that. But one of the interesting things that came out from this was who was behind this. The funny thing is, the more we dig into it, the more it looks like there is some serious beef between Drake and The Weeknd. I'm gonna post a video about that.
Listen, y'all. These light-skinned Canadians ain't playing with each other. Even in one of these songs, Drake said something about being ready for war and going to war and being a general and this and that. He a lame nigga with some money. And lame niggas with money can push buttons because they got a whole bunch of yes men up under them willing to do whatever.
In about an hour. If you're watching this, you'll see it in about an hour, or it might even be up if you're watching this. Okay, that's a different story. But why is Drake proving Kendrick Lamar's point? Why is Drake doing the ultimate Karen move? And why is Drake letting TMZ and all these outlets somehow think that Kendrick Lamar is involved? Now, I know what you'd be thinking. Why would he do that? How would that serve him? Because Drake is desperate not to let his nice guy image slip, because Drake has, according to Business Insider, they are a very authoritative branch and they a publication, and they have collected the receipts, right? Saying he has a history of violence that has followed him. Basically, Drake got involved in his little Toronto antics, taking the mess with The Weeknd for a joke, doing whatever. And now he's trying to do a Karen thing and act like this rap battle for public consumption is the reason why his house got sprayed, instead of the real reason the crew is alleged to be involved in some shady stuff. There was somebody that just got deleted an hour ago, and then that was supposed to be retaliation on your house. Yes, Drake is using Kendrick Lamar and that rap beef to run interference so his rich neighbors, so his sponsorships, and for everybody else that he needs to do promomo and whatever for, still think that he's poor little Aubrey who got involved with these thugs. Baby, make it make sense. Now, let me start off by saying this one thing. First of all, Drake would be lying, and TMZ and anyone would be lying to.
Now, people talk about DJ Vlad, Lenore Cohen, all of these others that are culture vultures, when Drake is the biggest culture vulture ever. He goes to different regions of the world and takes sounds. He goes to different regions of the country, the USA, and takes sounds. The XXX Tentacion situation. This little boy put out a post that said, if anything happens, Drake did it. And what happened to that boy? But like that lawyer said, y'all, he pointed all of that shit out and said, why isn't this man here? Why hasn't this man been talked to? And what was so crazy is Drake laughed about it and somehow finagled his way out the situation. Come on, man. That's like the most blatant F you. A regular person couldn't do it. Why the fuck can Drake do it? Real talk. Dude is one of the ugliest people I've ever seen. His eyes are so far apart. The ridge of his eyes and forehead's just, dude, he looks like them things, them big stone heads. Like the SpongeBob sponge head or sponge head. All right. On SpongeBob, y'all, they got these things where they say the bodies are completely underground, but the heads are just sticking out. That's Drake. I forgot what the things are, but just look at Bikini Bottom.
To imply that this is because the white rap beef. If you guys don't know, Drake already waved the white flag, right? The rap beef is over, okay? DJ Head, all of Drake's friends, academics friends, even who is it? Kendrick's record owner, who was also under Universal. Basically, what happened was Kendrick had more records to release. He's probably keeping them in the vault. People are saying that Drake did.
I bet you Drake played with dude because he thought dude ain't have no music because he ain't released no music in I don't know how long.
In fact, run to his rich baby daddy, Lucian Grange. They picking on me. And after Drake dropped that last track, that was weak and fell flat, right? Kendrick's label owner said that they were calling a truce, okay? Top Dog TDE, that is Kendrick's label owner, said, now that we see that Dot is still king, it's time to address those who have thought otherwise and showed their hand. Not like us, TDE. Bootleg Kev said, well, DJ Head, right? Just informed the internet that the battle is most likely over after Drake all but waved the white flag on a.
He shouldn't have started this shit. He woke up a beast and he got put to sleep. I think his career is over. Real talk.
Latest attempt. Kendrick with the landslide victory in the most exciting beef in hip hop history. Top Dog TDE said, good battle. Now, if you guys don't know, DJ Head is also one of was on Academics Live for a few minutes and also confirmed that basically Drake ran to Lucian. Lucian said he's the head of Universal Music Group, also the person involved in Little Rod's lawsuit. Drake waved the white flag, and because Kendrick obviously won, they said they're not going to be responding anymore after this point. So why is Drake still on his Karen-like behavior, trying to act like that mess that happened in his house had anything to do with what him and Kendrick were talking about at all? Why indeed? Okay. So listen, DJ Academics charging. He's at breaking reportedly 2 a.m. last night. Gunshots went off outside near Drake's Toronto house in Toronto, the one pictured on Kendrick Lamar's latest single cover. Police have an entire block closed off while doing the investigation. What? Again, it's propaganda. Because why would you mention that? Okay? So Lone Huntsman actually said, hey, DJ Axe, instead of mentioning Kendrick Lamar's song, obviously propaganda, you could have shared this story with your post about the Weeknd's manager security guard being shot a week ago, which is much more plausible than mentioning.
Facts. 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 Y'all gotta watch for these media people, y'all. Niggas is getting paid off. I'll repeat it. Niggas is getting paid off. Point blank, period. To where their opinion is totally manufactured. They need to stop the cap. Keyword, stop the cap.
A song cover art. Again, this is Karen-like behavior. I was playing with black guys and they got me involved in stuff. Yo, he said it from the beginning. Okay? Also, there was a tweet that said, former Toronto homicide detective speaks about Kendrick's connection to today's shooting at Drake's house. Said the timing is interesting. This is sick. Drake is literally using Kendrick's name to the police to take the heat off of Baca and Presser and that crew that he's deep in with. Philip Lewis said Toronto's police integrated gun and gang task force provided an update into the investigation. They said the motive is still unclear. It's still very early in the investigation, and confirmed the victim was working as a security guard. He was outside of the gates when the shooting occurred. They are in contact with Drake's team, who is cooperating. They expect to have a video of the incident. Like, look at this, right? This is
Snitch. Can we give Drake the snitch jacket? Is it okay to give him the snitch jacket? Yes, no?
how much pull that Drake has over the Toronto police. Okay? DJ Academics was also adding articles supporting the report. At 2 a.m. last night, gunshots went off outside of near Drake's house in Toronto, the one pictured on Kendrick Lamar's latest single cover. Police have the entire block closed off while doing this investigation, as if everybody didn't know where Drake's house is, as if Drake is not famous for rager parties. Anyway, who said it? Opinionated Truths podcast said, look at this BS. He literally running propaganda. Y'all crazy to F with this mofo. Anyone with Rumble, look how he puts Kendrick's name into this. He went on to say, the shooting had nothing to do with Kendrick. The Weeknd's manager, Kashik's own mansion, was shot at last week by OVO, and a security guard ended up getting shot.
You picked with this dude, couldn't out-rap him. So now you got to tell on him? Drake is officially a snitch. I don't care who says what. And they're about to get video of the situation. Come on. No, officer, the cameras, they were down. And leave it in the streets. But no. Is this that other side of him coming out? Karen, come out to play. Face ass.
And the Weeknd's people, XO, reportedly spun the block at Drake's mansion. OVO and XO are at war, allegedly. He went on to say, everyone look up Slismic from Toronto. Now he got murked after being at a restaurant, New Hope King, some years back. Look up Toronto gangs right now. You guys, this is sick that they're even doing this. This is honestly actually sick. Another Chris responded, nah, y'all wildin', but I don't think it's related to Kendrick. This is retaliation from XO Cash. They've all been beefing for a while now. Just crazy timing with the Kendrick-ish, right? Another person said when they spray painted They Not Like Us on his UK store, this is Drake's UK store, they spray painted They Not Like Us on the window. Why are you so obsessed with me? He said fake news. He's trying to garner sympathy. Listen. Also, can we just be real? And this is what the original man said. How we know that Drake is capping. There was a drive-by in a wealthy gated Canadian community. Okay. Billy the Boss said, hey man, let's just keep listening. Y'all listen. I really don't know what to tell y'all. I do know that at the end of the day, this is pathetic what they're trying to do and what they're trying to get off. And it's actually really sad that ACT is running propaganda. And at the end of the day, I don't care if you're a fan of his or not. Y'all saw what he did in Chicago. You see the mess he stirs up. Again, this is Karen-like behavior. We all hanging out, but blame the butt kid if something happens. Again, this is to cover up
Facts.
for his criminal past, right? In
I bet you Drake ain't talking to them police and detectives like a rap nigga. Yes, sir, officer. I saw it all. I have CCTV, and you can have the tape. I'm willing to do anything. I'll cooperate. I'll take the stand. Because I just can't have this over my name. It's not my image. It's nothing I did. Then go in the house like, yeah, we about to get that nigga. Come on, bruh.
what is it? In 2019, the Business Insider wrote, Drake may be a nice guy rap, but a history of violence has followed him. JT was being sued in connection with an assault that happened in an LA nightclub. A server at a restaurant in West Hollywood spot, Delilah, says he was beaten after a verbal altercation with Drake. An insider dug into the story and uncovered a trend of violence involving Drake's entourage. You guys,
Who they
what
taking
is this mess?
Listen. Who they taking the orders from? Who are they taking the orders from? This spread-eyed, ugly, insecure dude. Real talk.
Early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time, so I cannot comment any further, the officer told reporters. Yo, this really proves that Drake isn't a white man. He is a Karen. He is a racist white woman.
Wow. Check out these TikToks, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. I really feel it's about to be a wrap. This is the decline, you guys. This is the decline. But the thing is, dude bit off more than he could chew. Now it's kicking him in the ass. Point blank, period. This is what happened when you're just totally insecure. How do you be so insecure, but so arrogant too? Why not just be humble? Anyway, check out the TikToks. Let me know your thoughts at the end of the video. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.
OVO in the Weeknd's camp, EXO might officially be at war. So by now I'm sure everyone has heard that Drake's mansion in Toronto got shot up last night, injuring one of his security guards who's currently in surgery right now. And while a lot of people are pointing fingers at Kendrick Lamar's camp, last week on April 29th, the exact same thing happened outside of EXO Cash's crib in LA, sending one of his security guards to the hospital as well. For those of you who don't know, Cash is one of the main managers on EXO Records, which means he manages The Weeknd, Nav, and a bunch of others. He was also one of the 50 people mentioned in Drake's diss Push-Ups, where Drake alleged that he be tricking on guys, and using The Weeknd's money to do it at that. Listen, I'm here for the jokes, but a lot of y'all gotta know when to read the room. This shit is officially getting serious, and we got people on the internet blaming Kendrick for some shit he had nothing to do with, or saying Drake shot up his own shit. I promise you at this point it's way deeper than rap, and I think it's time that we as fans take ourselves out of rich people business. Me, I'm personally over the beef. If you say Kendrick won, that's cool. If you say Drake won, I'm not mad at it. I'm just happy we got some S-class rapping out of it. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
I am genuinely shocked how people don't know that The Weeknd and Drake have been beefing since like 2016, and that The Weeknd takes shots at Drake all the time in his music. Like, where have y'all been? Do y'all live in Bikini Bottom? But let me explain the beef, okay? So let me give you a rundown. Here's the backstory. Drake started the beef, okay? So basically, so for all the people like, oh, Drake must be that guy because he's got everybody beefing with him. Well, Drake started the beef with The Weeknd, so The Weeknd must be that guy. So anyways, Drake and The Weeknd, yes, we're cool. The Weeknd had been making music. He had Trilogy. And Drake being from Canada in Toronto, the same area, found The Weeknd. And The Weeknd basically was convinced to give Drake a lot of his songs for his next album. So he gave Drake a bunch of his music, right, that he was going to use on the next extension in the trilogy. So the trilogy is a breakdown of 3 of his mixtapes, and at the time he was releasing them one at a time or whatever. So he was going to use some of that music for one of the mixtapes, and Drake convinced him to give him that music. Obviously, because he was Drake and he was rapping with Wayne at the time, he had enough like leverage to, you know, prey on The Weeknd. So The Weeknd gave him the songs for Take Care. A lot of people don't know that The Weeknd wrote 6 songs and gave 6 of his songs to Drake for Take Care, and he used like I think 5 of them. He also helped produce Take Care. So that like flowing into the next song, that came from The Weeknd. So like when the beat goes into the next song, like the next beat on the song, that's The Weeknd. So anyways, he gives Drake the songs for Take Care. They do some collabs together. They're cool, right? Like, there's no issues until The Weeknd doesn't want to sign with Drake's label. Now, The Weeknd said he didn't want to sign with Drake's label because most people who sign with Drake, they don't really blow because Drake is like the biggest artist on his, you know, his label, and it's hard for people to blow. So when he started his own label, the OVO, The Weeknd did not want to sign with it, just like Bryson Tiller didn't, okay? So, and Bryson Tiller had the same reason. Like, he didn't want to sign with him because he didn't want to, like, get in that, you're, like, Drake's artist, but you're stuck under Drake, and people don't really listen to you more than they listen to Drake. He wanted his own, you know, path. So, The Weeknd, same thing, doesn't want to sign with Drake. Drake takes that, I guess, personally, and he starts taking shots at The Weeknd. He also tries to act like he is the reason that The Weeknd is where he is and that he is so big because of him. Yet The Weeknd is I'm not going to say it is, but a lot of people will argue The Weeknd is the reason Drake is where he's at because Take Care was his biggest album because it got to audiences that his other music was not getting to. And that was partially because of The Weeknd. So I'm sure The Weeknd felt like, well, no, like, I'm the reason you're Drake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would be Drake, but you wouldn't be Drake. So, like, they started this little beef. And since then, The Weeknd has took many shots at Drake. I can pull up multiple songs where he took shots at Drake. So, I don't know why y'all are acting so surprised. Like, this beef hasn't been around since 2016. I don't actually remember them ever making up. I don't remember them ever, like, doing... They did a whole tour together. And yet... since then, they haven't really done, they haven't done a song together again. They haven't really been seen together. So I don't know if people thought they made up, but listen, The Weeknd is one of my favorite artists, okay? I don't even like his new music, but I still follow him on Instagram, one of the only celebrities I follow still. And I can tell you, I have not seen them make up. So it's not surprising. I don't know about the A$AP Rocky beef. Maybe it has to do with him being with Rihanna and Drake keeps taking shots at Rihanna. But I know for a fact that The Weeknd's beef started with Drake. And he was just being petty because The Weeknd didn't want to sign with his label. Now, did The Weeknd, like, keep taking shots at Drake? And I haven't listened to Drake's music. He's probably took shots at him. But, like, I don't listen to it anymore. But The Weeknd, I can tell you, yes, he consistently has took shots at Drake since 2016 in his music. I don't know why that's surprising to y'all. Like I said, it's not surprising to me. I was surprised that people were surprised by it. Like, are you serious? Do y'all just not listen to The Weeknd and then react when he's on Future's album? Because... Future was on The Weeknd's album, too, where he took shots at Drake. Starboy? But, like I said, maybe y'all don't listen to the music. You just react off the internet.
This Drake and The Weeknd beef is a lot deeper than anyone could have thought.
Okay, here's the verse. Drake was like, you act like you from the 6, but you don't even go here. And you supposed to be tricking on girls, but you tricking on guys. It was corny, but it got under The Weeknd's skin.
Now, the second half are shots at The Weeknd's manager, Cash XO. Cash must spend a lot of time flying out the homies versus chicks, I guess. I don't know. But the real question is, why is Drake and The Weeknd beefing in the first place? Well, a long time ago, Noah 40 Shabib, Drake's producer, discovered The Weeknd out of nowhere. And despite The Weeknd having little to no following, 40 took a chance and showed Drake. Drake loved his raw talent and took him under his wing. So much that he had The Weeknd contribute to at least 5 songs on Take Care. Shot For Me, True Love, The Ride, Practice, and Cameras and Good Ones Go. Everybody thought that The Weeknd was gonna sign to OVO. Drake and his team assumed it was only a matter of time, which would have made OVO hundreds of millions of dollars. But then out of nowhere, he signed to Republic Records. And Drake responded with this: "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." And then after that, the relationship went silent for almost 7 years, until Drake dropped a song called Finesse, where he makes several references to Bella Hadid, which is The Weeknd's ex-girlfriend. Now, The Weeknd would go on to drop Lost in Fire, and a lot of people feel like this was a response and a sneak diss to Drake himself. Then Drake put the ego aside and would go and squash the beef by saying this:
"That we probably wasted 7 years not communicating with each other when we had something beautiful going on. You know, like OVO XO still could have been a thing."
But that would all change when The Weeknd sided with Metro and Kendrick on We Don't Trust You. And the craziest part about all this is what The Weeknd confessed on All to Myself: "They could never diss my brothers, baby, when they got leaks in their operation. I thank God I never signed my life away." The Weeknd knew the leak was coming the entire time. Man, this shit is deep and Kendrick has yet to drop. You guys are gonna want to follow me to stay tuned, my friends.
The Weeknd and Drake were once two artists that would always collab together back in the day. But now in 2024, they pretty much act like they don't even know each other. So what happened between their relationship? Well, there's a lot that goes into it. First, let's start off all the way back in 2010 when Drake would find The Weeknd and would basically bring him on tour because he really enjoyed his music. And this is when they started to become friends. He would start promoting The Weeknd's music to the public and really help him put a name for himself out there. And they would collab together for the first time, making the track The Zone, which was on The Weeknd's Thursday mixtape, the second one of the trilogy. And during that year, he would also have him on Take Care, which is one of Drake's biggest albums, with one of those tracks being Crew Love. However, this album would kind of shift into their fall between their relationship, but I'll get into that eventually. And once The Weeknd's career started to get on the rise, Drake would actually try to sign him to OVO. But then Abel would actually sign with Republic Records, which then would turn into the EXO label, which have rappers like Nav, Belly, and then Sal EXO, who like co-owns it. Which would leave Drake posting this tweet on "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." And even though The Weeknd didn't sign with OVO, that was probably the best decision he ever made. And then during like the new year in like 2013, The Weeknd would drop Kissland, and one of the tracks would be Live For with Drake, which is the last time that they would ever collab together. And the beef would start rising again when The Weeknd talked about how he contributed a lot of Drake's Take Care album, which led to people thinking that it wasn't really just Drake's album, half of it just being The Weeknd's. Despite all that controversy, The Weeknd and Drake would actually reunite together and go on tour back in like 2017. And also that same year, Drake would bring The Weeknd to his OVO tour, so that was dope. And then The Weeknd and Drake would be seen again for the first time in 5 years, of them together at a birthday party in like Vegas or something. And then people were like speculating if they would collab together, which never fucking happened. And here we are in 2024, where we would see The Weeknd on Future and Metro Boomin's album We Don't Trust You. And what was weird about this was not supposed to be a feature, because his last feature as The Weeknd was supposed to be with Diddy, but I guess that was never true. And this was the same album that had Kendrick on it, and how he would diss Drake and J. Cole, and how there was no big three. And now there's basically this whole rap civil war between Drake and J. Cole, and Kendrick, Future, Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, and Kanye on the other side. But yeah, I think it's safe to say we're never gonna see these two collab together ever again.